Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. The story of Empress Dowager Cixi being pregnant has been widely circulated. But there are many uncertainties surrounding it. This tale comes from an unofficial Qing dynasty historical record, Wenshengwuji, rather than from official sources. Even if the story were true, it would not be recorded in the official annals. Let's delve into this folk story to uncover the truth. The story takes us back to the 6th year of Emperor Guangxu's reign, when the 45-year-old Empress Dowager Cixi was at the height of her power, controlling the Qing dynasty. One day, she felt unwell, weak, with a loss of appetite, and even nausea. These symptoms made her wonder if she might be pregnant, as she had once borne a prince. Feeling uneasy, she decided to call for a physician to check on her. The first doctor arrived, excited by the rare opportunity to treat such a powerful figure. He quickly felt her pulse, but when he did so, his face changed dramatically. Based on his years of experience, he was convinced that Empress Dowager Cixi was indeed pregnant. However, he soon realized the gravity of the situation. Cixi had been a widow for many years. If she were truly pregnant, it would be a laughingstock for the world. Sweating in panic, he grew anxious. When Cixi asked about her condition, she noticed the doctor's worried expression and immediately understood that something was wrong. She became furious and ordered that another physician be summoned. The second doctor arrived promptly and, after examining her pulse, he was overjoyed and kneeled, exclaiming, "Congratulations, Empress Dowager. You are with child." Upon hearing this, Cixi's anger flared. At over 40 years old, how could such a doctor presumptuously diagnose her as pregnant? She immediately ordered the second doctor to be dragged out and executed. By now, Cixi was in a foul mood. However, Cixi's condition didn't improve, in fact, it seemed to worsen. Li Lianying, her chief eunuch, became anxious and decided to call in a famous folk doctor to treat her. This doctor, named Xue Fuchen, was renowned for his medical skills. When Xue Fuchen arrived and examined Cixi, he was also surprised. While confirming that Cixi was indeed pregnant, he was a wise man. He explained to her, "Empress Dowager, your constant stress over state affairs has caused stagnation of your blood and energy, particularly in your abdomen. All that is needed now is to unblock these stagnated vessels, and your health will soon return to normal." Cixi, relieved by this explanation, felt reassured and pleased. To avoid suspicion, Xue Fuchen prescribed a concoction to induce a miscarriage. He claimed to have a secret formula, using different herbs to mask the true purpose of the medicine, and personally brewed the potion, handing it to Cixi. In the end, Cixi used the medicine and successfully resolved the pregnancy. After completing his task, Xue Fuchen felt he had fulfilled his duty. But he knew that if anyone learned the truth, he would face certain death. So, he returned home and began preparing his funeral arrangements in advance. Unexpectedly, when Empress Dowager Cixi heard that Xue Fuchen had prepared for his own death, she realized that he must know something he shouldn't. This made her reconsider his fate. Later, Xue Fuchen was indeed the target of an assassination attempt. But because he had taken the initiative by arranging his own funeral, the assassins, upon seeing this, reported back without carrying out the mission. Xue Fuchen thus narrowly escaped death. To further avoid danger, he went into hiding, adopting a new identity as a wandering doctor, helping the poor with his medical skills. According to relevant historical records, Yehenera, commonly known as Cixi or Empress Dowager Cixi, is sometimes also referred to as the Western Empress Dowager or the Old Buddha. She was one of the most influential political figures during the late Qing dynasty in China. She was a consort of Emperor Xianfeng and the biological mother of Emperor Tongzhi. Cixi entered the palace in 1852 and was given the title Lan Gui Ren. Some sources also refer to her as Yi Gui Ren. The following year, she was promoted to Pin. Her status gradually rose due to giving birth to the emperor's eldest son, Zetian, Emperor Tongji. And she was eventually promoted to Gui Fei. In the 11th year of Emperor Xianfeng's reign, 1861. After Zetian ascended the throne, Cixi, along with Empress Dowager Cixi, was jointly honored as the Holy Empress Dowager and took the title Cixi. Subsequently, Cixi, together with Empress Dowager Cixi and Prince Gong, launched the Xinyo coup and successfully eliminated the 8 ministers of the regency, seizing power. In the early years of her rule, she restructured the bureaucracy, promoted Han Chinese officials, gained the support of Western powers, and successfully suppressed uprisings such as the Taiping Rebellion and the Nian Rebellion, which temporarily stabilized the Qing dynasty. At the same time, she promoted the self-strengthening movement, which facilitated the initial development of modern industry and commerce, a period known as the Tongji Restoration. After the death of Emperor Tongji, Empress Dowager Cixi chose Zetian, Emperor Guangxu, the nephew of Emperor Xianfeng, to succeed the throne. With the death of Empress Dowager Cixi and the dismissal of Prince Gong, Cixi eventually took full control of the government, although she once returned power to Emperor Guangxu. After the 1898 reform, the Wushu Reform, she regained control of the government. On October 21, 1908, Emperor Guangxu died. The following day, Empress Dowager Cixi passed away in the Yilwan Hall at the age of 74, and was buried in the Dingdong Mausoleum. Her posthumous title was lengthy, typically abbreviated to Empress Dowager Shaoqin Xian. It is worth mentioning that Empress Dowager Cixi was extremely particular about her daily meals. It is said that her meals did not have a fixed location. The only requirement was that 3 large tables be prepared, each covered with white cloth. Before the meal, eunuchs would stand in the courtyard, carrying food boxes that were delivered one by one. These food boxes were yellow, and each could hold 2 large bowls and 4 small bowls, the bottoms of which were also yellow, often decorated with green dragons or longevity characters. Each meal typically consisted of around 150 dishes, arranged with great care, with large bowls and small plates placed in an orderly fashion. In addition, there were 2 special small tea tables with various fruit platters, containing dried and fresh fruits such as sugared lotus seeds, melon seeds, and walnuts, which could be eaten at leisure after the meal. When drinking tea, the tea sets would often contain honeysuckle to enhance the fragrance. As for the dishes, the most common ingredients were pork, mutton, chicken, duck, and various wild vegetables. For example, meatballs came in both red and white varieties. And there were clear soup shark fins, steamed chicken and duck, and stewed chicken and duck. There were also special dishes such as egg pancakes, fragrant meats, cabbage stewed with meat, radish stewed with meat, cherry stewed meat, scallion braised meat slices, and stir-fried shredded meat with bamboo shoots. Cixi particularly enjoyed grilled food, sauces, and some wheat-based dishes. She favored various types of cakes, such as baked cakes, steamed cakes, pepper salt cakes, sweet cakes, and meat-filled cakes, which came in various shapes, including dragon, butterfly, and flower shapes. In addition, common desserts included rice porridge, millet porridge, mung bean cakes, and peanut cakes, served with sweet soup. The rice she ate was specially sourced, Yutian rice, along with other unique varieties like rouge rice and green glutinous rice. Cixi was also very particular about the water she consumed. All of the water came from Yuyu Mountain, known for its exceptionally pure and refreshing quality. Every meal and every dish reflected her meticulous attention to detail. There is also a story about Cixi and automobiles, according to historical records. In 1902, Yuan Shikai spent 10,000 taels of silver to import a convertible car from the American company, Durie, as a gift for Empress Dowager Cixi. Cixi was very interested in this novel automobile, and gladly accepted the gift, inviting many people to view this new thing. Whenever she had free time, Cixi would take the car for a ride around the Imperial Palace, enjoying the pleasures brought by this new technology. Her driver was Sun Fuling, from Daxing County in Beijing. However, soon after, the head eunuch Li Lianying discovered a problem and reported it to Cixi. Sun Fuling, as a servant, sat in front of the Empress Dowager while driving, which was considered improper. Thus, Cixi ordered Sun Fuling to drive while kneeling. Although Sun Fuling obeyed the command, driving while kneeling was obviously inconvenient, especially when it came to operating the brake, which increased the risk of accidents. Sun Fuling found himself in a dilemma, unable to directly inform Cixi that this method was unworkable, so he had to endure. One day, while riding in the car, Cixi noticed that the car was moving unusually slowly, and she suspected that Sun Fuling was deliberately driving slowly. She asked him for the reason. Sun Fuling had no choice but to fabricate an excuse, saying that the car had a malfunction and couldn't go too fast. Gradually, Empress Dowager Cixi lost interest in the automobile. Later, the Durie car was eventually left unused at the D Garden in the Summer Palace, where it has been preserved to this day. According to historical scholars, Empress Dowager Cixi ruled China 3 times behind the curtain, holding real power for 47 years, making her the de facto ruler during the reigns of both Emperor Tongzhi and Emperor Guangxu. Her life was full of controversy, but regardless of the opinions, she had a profound impact on the historical development of the late Qing dynasty. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.